more about Dreadlocks.com later on in this video. So let's get straight into T Grizzley. Like I said, he has pretty traditional dreadlocks, and what I mean by that is he most likely started out with twisting with gel. But I'll talk about his hair type first, and then I'll break down everything else afterward, because the easiest way to figure out how someone actually got their dreadlocks is to figure out what their hair type is. Now I know a lot of you are probably going to get on to me, but he does have about a 4B hair type. And a lot of people that I review typically have a 4 hair type, and reason being is because dreadlocks are typically more suitable for people with the 4 hair type range. And what I mean by that is people with 4 hair types, their hair locks up a lot easier and a lot faster, and it matures quicker. I won't say that it looks better, but I will say that it matures a whole lot faster, and like I said, it's just more suitable. Now, that doesn't negate that you can't get dreadlocks with straight hair, curly hair, wavy hair, whatever kind of hair you got, you can get dreadlocks. Just look at a tutorial or, you know, someone with your hair type. And if you don't know your hair type, there's a video down below. You can click the link in the description that says what is your hair type, and you can figure out your exact hair type, and not only that, but methods you can choose for your dreadlocks in order to get them. But like I said, he has more of a traditional style of dreadlocks, with his hair type being 4B, him doing twisting with gel. It's very straightforward. Now, one style we do see him have a lot is the 2-strand twist, and it seems like he does it repeatedly all the time. It's just a bunch of 2-strand twists. We do see him have a taper fade, so that's pretty interesting as well. But most of the time, he does have his hair in 2-strand twists. Right here, some of them are in 2 strands, some aren't. They are all relatively the same size, but guys, this is really what comes with it when you have this hair type with this method. Now, if you want something that's more, I would say, more distinctive or carries more character or is just really different from other people's dreadlocks, then try another method. I'll list off a few methods you can do in order to get your dreadlocks to look different than other people's. You can do sponge rub. Sponge rub is completely different than anybody else's hairstyle. Sponge rub makes your dreadlocks look way different than any other person's dreadlocks because it is allowing your hair to naturally pick how it's going to section out versus you going in manually with your hands or fingers and actually sectioning those out or using combs or anything like that in order to maintenance it. Now, if you're using a sponge, like I said, it goes in and organically creates the dreadlocks, but of course you're maintaining it and using a method. Now, if you do want to get dreadlocks like him, like I said, just do the method that I said and you can. Now, one thing that I am seeing, and I'm almost thinking what happened, is he might have lost some dreadlocks in that front side, because it doesn't look like he did that on purpose as far as like his front taper. It looks like he might have lost some in the front, because look at the shape of it. It's not like a straight shot all the way across. So what I'm thinking is either his barber or whoever cuts his hair, or maybe just from tension, they could have snapped off from being skinny. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but you can see how it's crooked. From where his dreadlocks are, it's kind of just like a rounded off versus it being straight matching his hairline, which is typically how people will do their tapered hairline. So with this, we see that it's rounded up, which is very interesting. We don't see that often unless someone's actually losing their dreadlocks, like Lil Wayne, how his was rounded up. This doesn't look like it's from stress or hair loss. It looks like just from stress at the roots of the dreadlocks being too skinny, and then they just fall off, which is completely normal, completely natural. But just notice that in the front, that's possibly what could have happened. Some of those dreadlocks on the right side could have actually got too skinny and fell off. But guys, we always see him with the 2-strand twist. That's just a way of maintenance. His hair is always really maintained. That's definitely the, I would say, maintenance method that he does is the 2-strand twist, because with that method, you can always keep your twists fresh. So how you do a 2-strand twist is you basically twist your roots as if you're doing twisting with gel in order to maintain your dreadlocks, to maintain the roots, to make them look nice and tight and crisp. So you do that, and then you twist 2 dreadlocks together, which gives it the name 2-strand twist. And the cool thing about keeping the 2-strand twist in is it holds your dreadlock roots so that they can stay maintained and lock up. So if you do have a bunch of new growth and it looks like you have an afro at the bottom of your dreadlocks, just twist your dreadlocks and then hold it in with 2-strand twists. Keep it in for as long as you would like. I would say at least a week if you could, and then your dreadlocks are gonna be very mature and locked in. I'm gonna scroll down and see if I can find anything in his early stages of dreadlocks. All right guys, so this is what I've been telling you about the hair loss. Look at those dreadlocks in the front. He actually has dreadlocks right there. So that just proves that somewhere down the line, from him getting lineups or anything, it could be possibly just that, just him getting lineups. Someone nicking into those dreadlocks, and then eventually it's like, yo, let's get rid of them. And that's what I'm believing happened. Because you can see that he has dreadlocks all the way down to his hairline. So somewhere down the line, it looks like they started falling out, because even right here we have his dreadlocks all the way down to the hairline. So I'm telling you, just from probably the barber getting too close to them dreadlocks, he had to cut them. Because even right here we see it all the way down to the hairline. Now let's see right here. See right here, you can still see him all the way down to the hairline, but his tapered hairline is actually further back. So it just looks like to me they kept doing the tapered hairline and pushing it too far back to where it actually got into the dreadlocks, because we can see right here, he has them all the way down to the hairline. I'm telling you, it's all just part of hair loss, or I would say dreadlock loss versus hair loss, because it's not like his hair is thinning. It's just someone cut into it, or the dreadlocks got thin or something of that nature. Completely natural. It happened to me. I know some of my dreadlocks actually got skinny at the root, my first set of dreads. But what I ended up doing, and I'll tell you guys the trick to help you get rid of skinny dreadlocks, is take a thicker dreadlock or take the skinny one. I would recommend doing the skinny one first. Grab your skinny dreadlock that is skinny at the roots, find a thicker one, the thickest one that is closest to it, and then split the roots of the thicker dreadlock, and then you take the tip of the skinny one and thread it through the roots of that thick dreadlock, pull them together, and then you can either leave them like that and they'll just lock up together eventually, or you can crochet hook them together. I would recommend just to leave them like that. Once you thread that skinny one